Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all how I cured my limerence. Okay, so a long time ago, I used to say, whenever I would go through a breakup, I would like level up my life or whatever, right? And I don't know, I just remember being so sucked into people and like wanting to basically like be the heart inside of their fucking chest, so much. And now I'm at a space where like, I think I talk about this. I talk about how like in my last relationship, I said I was done like moving so fast with people. So like, after that I like took a little year off of, like dating seriously. And I just kind of like got to know the things that I liked, right? And like this is another thing that I've been telling my clients. I think that all women should have a space for themselves that they don't talk about with anyone else, right? So yeah, so I cultivated like that safe space within myself. And I feel like I'm still fucking cultivating it because, okay. And then like another thing is like when it comes to like the obsession and the limerence, I just leaned into it. And I feel like that's one of those things where it's like you are not really gonna get over it until you go through it. I feel like you should lean into it, but like set boundaries with yourself. So for me, it's like long distance dating, right? Because at the end of the day, I can't just like fully jump into your life if you live so far away. I get a chance to actually like see who you are, right? And yeah, so that's like a thing. So I started to just kind of like lean fully into like the obsession and like the limerence. Because eventually after them first little 3 months, y'all, it's gonna wear off and you're gonna start to see a person for who they really are. And then after that, that's when you choose if you want to stay and like how if you want to continue to be in their life, right? And I also think that it's a lot better when you what am I trying to say here? It's a lot better when you choose the person after all of the like obsession kind of wears off, because it's a conscious choice. It's a conscious choice. So it's like you aren't thinking with your limerence, but you're thinking with your actual fucking brain. And even then, it's still fucking tricky. Okay. But yeah, like that's just definitely my advice. It's just to like lean into it. And then also to my other point where I said like I would level up after every relationship. Level up while you in that motherfucker. Level up while you in it. Like right now I'm starting my business. I am finishing school. I'm about to be done with that, and I'm just taking my time. And I'm also doing other things that like I'm keeping in my safe space that I'm also like keeping to myself for me. And I think that that's like a beautiful thing. Learning how to, stay on your path and make sure that you don't veer off of your path for anyone. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, but don't veer off of your path for anyone, because that's one thing that I used to do when I would be in relationships. I would veer way off of my path, and I would find myself just upset at the fact that like I allow somebody to come into my life and like get me off of that path. And now it's like, even if I am off of my path, I'm not really off of my fucking path, because I'm still doing what the fuck I gotta do for myself. And when I say like, even if I am off of my path, even if I am with the wrong person, that's what I mean. I'm still on my path. I'm still doing the shit that I gotta do for me. And that's like a point that I've been making for myself, just to, stay ambitious, stay driven, and stay accomplishing things. Because once you stop accomplishing things, that's when you fuck up. You fuck up when you stop accomplishing stuff, when you get into a relationship. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. But yeah, like just to reiterate everything, lean into the obsession, lean into the limerence, and allow yourself to get over that shit. Because eventually you get over it, and eventually you see a person for who they truly are. And then after that, it is your choice. You aren't thinking from the limerence. So like lean into it, but also give yourself boundaries. So if you aren't able to do like the whole long distance thing, that's the thing that I really recommend, is like long distance, talking to people long distance. But if you aren't able to do that, then you don't have to, just make sure you create boundaries with yourself. Maybe seeing somebody once a week as opposed to seeing them 7 days a week, because that's a lot. That's a lot. And I know that when you are in that state of like limerence, you want to see somebody all the time. You want to talk to them all the time. But set boundaries with yourself, but also lean into it. So you can stay home, you can daydream and fantasize about having a whole life with them, but don't try to force that on yourself in real time. Allow it to grow organically. And just have your own thoughts to yourself, child. And it's not a crime, baby. I promise, limerence is not a fucking crime. But it is unhealthy. So it is unhealthy to act on it, and invite someone into your life so soon without really knowing them. So that is my advice, and that is how I cure myself from limerence. And honestly, I feel like the more you lean into it, like, honestly, like, the less you actually even want to fucking participate and actually be involved with limerence, because it is like, it feel like crack, and I'm not a fan, honestly. So I knew that I had to, like, begin to set boundaries with myself and get through that shit, because I didn't like the way it made me feel.